Hello, welcome back to Bombchu. I'm Austin.
I'm Andron.
And today we are doing our 5,000 subscriber Q&A celebration video.
We made it.
Never thought we would make it to 5,000 subscribers, but
really cool.
Thank you all so much for helping us get here, and we're excited for what's coming next.
Absolutely.
But let's go ahead and jump into this Q&A. Do you want to start off, or should I?
Sure. Just so you know, these questions were given to us through Discord and YouTube and other things like that, so without further ado, the first one I have is, what is the name of your first pet? I do like telling stories. Austin will tell you I like telling stories. So this is a kind of a weird one, quick one. I used to have, Austin knows this, I used to work at a pet kennel. So I used to work there. There's this one little dog that I liked a lot. It wasn't my pet technically, but I liked her a lot. I trained her, I taught her, then I quit that job and never saw her again. But her name was Dot, and that was technically my first pet. Then I found a cat on the side of the road named Sierra, and she's upstairs, probably being loud as hell. So that was my first pet.
My first pet that had a name was, it was two guinea pigs. They were named Peaches and Cream, and we didn't realize Cream was pregnant when we bought her, and so she was in the wrong part of the wrong tank, I guess, at Petco, and so she was pregnant. And she had two little babies, and we named them Jigsaw and Puzzle, or Jiggy and Puzz.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I did not know you had guinea pigs. That's
Long time ago. Yeah.
That's pretty awesome. Might as well cut to the chase. Social security number. If you can read my lips.
So what gaming subreddits do you avoid, and what ones do you enjoy?
I don't do a lot of Reddit. Only gaming Reddit stuff that I actually go into would be, I think just r/gaming. I'm plain vanilla, I guess. That's really the only one I go into. I don't really avoid any because I don't do enough Reddit, I guess, on my side.
Most of the gaming subreddits that I've gone to have been pretty cancer. r/Nintendo Switch is pretty good, just because they're very positive and get a lot of news out. If I'm ever really into a game, sometimes I'll go to that subreddit to kind of get the news on what's going on. But I play a lot of Destiny right now, and every post on the Destiny subreddit is just pure rage all the time. So I don't really go there much. Most of the time I'm on Reddit is just not on gaming subreddits.
I guess r/Humble Bundle though. We love you guys because you helped us a lot with these reviews. So I mean that of all of them. Obviously, they're the best.
Yeah, I didn't really think of that as a gaming subreddit, but it is.
It technically is because it only does. Well, currently it only does gaming. They have books. We don't. I don't know anyone that got the book.
I saw a pretty good post on there the other day. It was all the bundles were book bundles, and it was something about I didn't realize Humble was a bookstore now or something like that.
That's wild. Do you like pineapple on your pizza?
No.
Yes. Sometimes. That's the better answer. When I'm in the mood. I'm a pizza guy, so sometimes it's alright.
Pineapple does not belong on pizza. And if you put pineapple on pizza, then we have a problem. I think we have a problem.
I think there's something about the umami, you know what I'm saying? The umami thing where it's sweet and sour and all that shit's combined into one. That's what that pineapple pizza is all about.
Get that out of here. You know what else you can put on a pizza? Let's put chocolate on pizza. Let's put grapes on pizza.
Pizza does have a chocolate pizza.
It's different. It's not tomato sauce or cheese.
Well,
it's different.
Fair enough. If it was tomato sauce with Hershey Kisses on top, that'd be gross as hell. But chocolate pizza made to be chocolate pizza.
I'm getting mad. What games would you like to change your review of after going back and playing them more? Do you have any that you've reviewed on the site that you'd like to change?
No.
Okay. I guess, I guess that's geared a little more towards the humble reviews. The one that so Town of Salem was in the very first humble review, and I kind of pooped on it a little bit because it was it's a free game, so I don't really understand why they put it in this bundle. And it was kind of fun, but then at some point way later, I played it with Chris, and I put hundreds of hours in that game. It's really fun. And now at some point they made it so that you had to be, they were trying to kill off these bots so that you kind of had to be a paid member to get in anyways. So that came in handy there because I had already had the key from Humble. So that's one that I have come to really enjoy. Hacknet is another one that pops out in my brain. I liked it in the bundle that I played, but I was like, oh, it's pretty cool, yeah. Mm-hmm. After I played that, like, oh my god, that's one of my favorite games of all time now. I liked that game so much when the DLC dropped. I bought it so fast that I managed to get it before Humble sent me the email with the discount for it, which they sent like 2 minutes after it launched. Like, I bought it the second it launched. And it was I didn't regret not getting the discount at all. That was a really great DLC as well. So that's a couple that I throw out there that stand out in my mind.
I think most of my reviews that I ended up doing was the Recore and then like Hyper Light Drifter, things like that. Like they were favorable reviews, and even if I went back and played them today, I think they'd be about the same, you know. But no, if anything, I'd add more pluses to Hyper Light Drifter, because playing other games recently, I've been like, dang, that game was really good co-op. So
yeah,
really interesting. What is a popular game in the genre you play that you hate? So I guess for me, I'll just say my favorite genre, period, is RPGs. So that'll be like the first part. Second part is the game that I hate that everyone likes and is popular is Final Fantasy 15. It's the worst game in the series, and that's weird to say, but the level of progression you should feel when you go through RPG just isn't there. Like, you fight something 10 hours in, you fight them again 40 hours in, and it still takes 5 minutes. That's an issue. Like, basically, you don't ever feel like you're actually getting stronger like you do in every other Final Fantasy game. That's why 13's even better than 15 at the moment. Not 13.2 or 3, but 13.1 is better than 15 in my opinion there. So that's mine, honestly, at that point.
I like a lot of genres, and it's hard for me to pick a favorite. There's certain ones that I guess I favor more, but I tend to like a lot of games from a lot of genres, especially if you put a game out there that's really good, even from a genre that I don't usually play, and I might get into it unless it's like strategy. But one that I don't hate it, but I guess I just couldn't get into it that I wanted to because it was so damn popular was The Witcher. 2 and 3. Nobody really has ever told me that I should play 1, but I tried 1 and I didn't like it. But Witcher 2 and 3 I just could not get into at all. And most of the time when I would try to ask people like, okay, what am I missing here? A lot of it was like the world building and lore and all that stuff, and it was just like, well, I'm just not having fun playing the game. I don't know. And this is one, Hollow Knight is one that I like. I just don't get the vast love for it. Like, it's a Metroidvania, I get that. It's got a lot of enemy variety, but a lot of those are kind of copy pasted with like a modifier on them. So it's like, it's not that work didn't go into it, it's just, I can't get anyone to explain to me why they love it. They just tell me that they love it. Yeah. Which it's good. I like it. I just didn't understand the vast love.
Well, fair choices. For Witcher 3, though, I can talk to you about that later. Okay. So I can explain now that I've played it enough on why it's a little bit better. Okay. Or at least how to approach it.
Top 5 TV series that you watched in 2019.
I watch a lot of TV. I watch a lot of streaming TV is the best way to put it, and then I'll catch up on shows on Hulu, so that's kind of tough. Well, you go first. You may know them better than me.
So I'm not going to necessarily pull from 2019, like not shows that were in 2019, but what I guess just what I watched this last year. The Terror, at least the first season, is amazing. Absolutely go check that out. I can't convince anyone to watch it, but it's so
You convinced me. I've started a couple episodes. I haven't finished it yet, though.
Okay. Around episode 3, it just like starts running. Oh God. Jared Harris is so good in that. I've been watching Shameless. I'm caught up on that. I've really been enjoying that. I was going to quit watching that after this last season, and then by the end of the season, I was like, okay, I'm down to keep watching this. Like it has ups and downs, but it's pretty good. What else have I been watching?
5 is a lot.
True Detective finally came back with season 3, and it was really good. Season 2 was total garbage a few years ago. I thought that show was dead after that, and then a few years later, all of a sudden, here comes True Detective season 3. Silicon Valley finished up. I loved that.
I didn't watch that.
One more show. Man, what else was I watching this year?
So much.
Nope, I can't think of it right now.
Fair enough. I was trying to think of something else you talked about recently, but I can't remember anything else that there's a lot of content out there.
There's so much.
So for me, I think
Always Sunny.
Oh, there you go. That's always a good one. So yeah, I'll start with that. Always Sunny, great show. It keeps being good, and that's the crazy thing about it.
I can't believe it's still this good after this long.
I'm amazed actually. The Boys was actually one of my favorites of the year. That was like the superhero Amazon show. Mm-hmm. Amazon. I've had Prime for years. Like I swear I've had Prime for like 10 years by now. But I've never liked their TV content until like this year. I was like, okay, that's pretty good. And I like The Tick and some other stuff. So they're stepping up their game. But The Boys was like, that was their pinnacle. They better not mess up season 2. If they do, I'm done with the Amazon. That's it. I'll keep using Prime, but I will not watch that show anymore. Act like you didn't hear that Prime preview. The other stuff, let me think. Just so much, because I watch anime as well, but every anime I watch is like 400 episodes in now, so it's kind of tough to be like, oh, this happened this year. The Witcher was good. I watched that. That was pretty good. I know it's popular right now, but I watched it like day one. I was like, okay, pretty good show. I watched BoJack this year, which is also good, and I'm trying to think of anything else I really cared about that I actually watched this year, but that's pretty much it. I only have 4. I bet I have more, I just can't remember them because there's so much, like, every month you have to watch, like, 5 shows, man.
I'll throw out Dark and Ozark as well. Those are, I discovered both of those this year. And
nice.
They're really good.
Yeah, nice. Tea or coffee? Wrong answer is what we got there. So... I guess coffee?
Neither.
Moving on.
Tea and coffee are gross. Drink a soda. Some water. Take a caffeine pill. Do whatever you want to do. Just don't drink tea and coffee.
Oh, tea and coffee. I see.
With some pineapple in there. Why not?
Well, as long as it's on pizza, we're good. As a side, like pineapple pizza biscotti. Dump that into your coffee. Beautiful. Mwah. Mwah.
Top 5 movies
of the year?
Just top 5 movies.
Oh, Jesus. You go first.
So I'm not going to pretend this is my top 5 because at no point do I know my top 5 movies. I'm just going to name 5 movies that I really like off the top of my head. Mm-hmm. Identity.
Which one was
John
that?
Cusack.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not going to describe it because it's really good.
It's very spoiler heavy to describe it.
Terminator 2. Mm-hmm. Aliens. Die Hard. Mm-hmm. Ooh. Hereditary.
Nice. You got to have a horror movie in there. Was that 5?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was 5.
I think so.
For me, I've always had the same top 2. They haven't really changed yet. So Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory has been one of my number ones for a long time.
I did not know that.
Yeah, it's one of those weird movies where, like, if you watch it as a kid, you get the enjoyment of, like, the adventure. As an adult, you're like, this is a fucked up ass movie. It's one of those things that no matter what age you are, like, it can appeal to you in some way.
Okay.
And then Gene Wilder's amazing in it, so that's the other side of that. And then second would be Ghostbusters. It's like the original. First one. Second one, I have mixed feelings, but the first one definitely has always been like, oh man, again, young, old, amazing.
Lightning in a bottle.
Yeah. Pretty much. After that is Demolition Man. I haven't watched that in a while, but that's one of my favorites.
The seashells.
And my brain was like, yeah, I forgot about Demolition Man, but then I was like, that is one of my favorites. Watched it like 7 times when I was a kid. When I was below rated R age, I was just like, oh man, this is amazing. And I just kept popping that VHS back when we had those. I was like, I'm watching this again.
Stallone.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Let me think. Dang. So those are definitely my 3. I think T2 definitely is in there as well. Like, that's classic. It's really good.
It's just an amazing sequel.
Really good movie.
James Cameron knows how to do sequels. He doesn't know how to do movies, but he knows how to do sequels.
And then actually Get Out. Get Out, okay. I think, is actually made that list now. It was a horror movie, which I love horror movies, and it was like one of the most unique horror movies in a long time. Really unique.
It had some really unexpected twists that I did not expect.
I didn't expect like Jordan Peele to go from pure comedy to be able to make a horror movie.
Yeah,
that was amazing.
And to be good.
Yeah.
John Krasinski did that too with A Quiet Place, which was also really good.
And that's why I can't pick. I say those 5 movies, but if I had a list,
it's too
there's
hard to
a bunch that are all lined up.
That's 10 of our 10 of our favorite movies, not our 10 favorite movies.
Did you watch the Netflix one that was just like basically A Quiet Place but blind instead?
Oh, Blind Box?
Yeah,
with Sandra Bullock.
It's literally like just the same movie.
I didn't see
except
it, but
it's that. It's
if you
blind
see it, I
versus-
guess.
Yeah,
I need to watch it.
You're gonna get mad at me, but it's pretty much the exact same movie. So if you haven't watched it,
When I watched A Quiet Place, I watched it at Alamo Drafthouse, and at Alamo Drafthouse, you're not allowed to make any noise. Like, you can't talk or like be loud. Can't have your phone out. But they serve food, and during A Quiet Place, everyone was dead silent, and the movie's dead silent, and so all you can hear is everybody eating. I was like, oh my god, this is disgusting.
John Krasinski on screen. Shut the fuck up, you loud chomping.
Oh my god.
How often do you actually go back and play the games that you say you will in the videos?
Not as often as I would like. I just don't have the time to play all of those. When I say I'm going to play it again later, at least half the time I will play it some more. I won't necessarily play it through the end, but if you can hear the excitement in my voice on a game when I'm talking about it in a video, then I'll definitely be playing more of that one and probably finishing it.
Yeah.
There are some that I've regretted not being able to have the time to play through, but outside of the bundles, I have other games that I want to play, plus a big backlog of stuff that I had bought that I haven't even started yet, and so I like getting to try them out. Whenever I hit a point where it's like, I think I've seen everything that I want to see out of this game, that's when I'm kind of done. Which some of those are still installed from a long time ago that I'm like, I told myself I was going to play more of that. So someday.
Yeah. Time is a commodity. When you're doing like full-time work and having to deal with all that stuff. So definitely, I didn't start playing Shadows of the Tomb Raider after I saw on the bundle because I was like, I was going to buy this anyway. So games like that we get in those bundles, I end up playing just because I wanted them anyway. But it really takes like a game that is not ever grindy. That's kind of a weird thing now. Like if it's too grindy, I won't play it because it's like, well, I'm always 40 hours here. Could be playing a better game.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where my line has been drawn lately. But I try to play the games that I want to play. And yeah, like you said, not enough time to play every game in your library lately.
Yeah.
10 games a month. It's pretty tough.
Yeah, given infinite time, I would play through all of them. But
heck, if we can go full time with this, I'll play all.
Yeah.
I will sit down every day and make videos like this all the time.
Best non-bundle games.
Well, shit. See, that's a trick question though, because somebody watching this video 5 years from now will be like, "That wasn't a bundle." No, it was not. As of today,
You want to do like from this past year?
Yeah,
I guess we kind of did that with our top 10.
Yeah, I guess our top 10 kind of did it. It's kind of tough though.
Let's do like our movies. We'll just do it off the top of your head. 5 of your favorite games.
Okay, Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past. One of my favorite games of all time. I guess technically that will never be in a bundle. Mario games wouldn't ever be in a bundle either, right? Dang, I can't do top 5 games right now. That's gonna be hard.
I'm going to exclude Nintendo because they would take all the top 5 slots. But I'm going to try to just stick to PC. Some of these have been in bundles. Almost everything's been in a bundle at some point. Not everything, but a lot of stuff. Fez is absolutely one of my favorite games of all time because when it came out, I was just playing it because it was like a pixel art platformer. I was like, yeah, this looks dope. And that game, I didn't know what to expect going in because I hadn't read anything about it, and it just melted my brain. Like I was writing notes furiously. I was trying to help solve like the final monolith puzzle before that got brute forced to death. Oh man, that game made me feel some stuff. I was very sad when Fez 2 got canceled. Hacknet was in a bundle. I don't care. That's one of my favorite PC games, period. Let's see. Portal 1 and 2 are awesome PC games. Like, especially adding the co-op in Portal 2, like, that was dope. That's a really easy one, but just thinking about it, like, that was another one where it was before it came out, before it became a big meme, like when the orange box was coming out, and I saw that. I bought the orange box just for Portal. Like, I pre-ordered the orange box just for Portal because I wanted to play it so badly because it just looked so amazing. Two more. Let's see.
I don't think Monster Hunter World's going to be in one anytime soon, but that's a
Monster Hunter World is dope.
It's a really good one.
It's really good. It fixed a lot of... It's not perfect. There's stuff about it that I liked more in previous games, but overall I like it more.
It's amazing.
It fixed a lot of just annoying stuff. It's a pleasure to play, and now they didn't make it so you had to buy a new game. It's finally expansion DLC instead of like, oh, it's Monster Hunter World Ultimate Edition. Buy it again and restart your game because we're not going to transfer your save in. I can't think of anything else off the top of my head right now.
Yeah, that's a tough question because even if I restrict it to like this year, I played so much stuff this year, it's crazy. But for sure,
Brothers, A Tale of Two Sons.
There you go. That's an epic one. A Way Out, that was really good.
Yeah,
so that would be my two, and I'm just gonna do this year, last year. If I go beyond that, it's gonna be crazy. So we'll say Monster Hunter World, A Way Out, which is really good, and he just a quick on that. When he talked that crap at that E3, I was like, he ain't gonna make a good game. It came out, great game. He backed it up. That's the best way to put it. Grandia 1 and 2 HD Remastered Collection came out. Grandia 2 is one of my favorite games of all time. That was one of the first games I can remember ever begging somebody to buy me. And that's when I couldn't afford it. And I was like, I need this game. And so my dad bought it for me. He brought it back from Walmart, and I played that forever. He did not know it was rated T, so it didn't matter. I just played it. They were cursed enough to write, and that's kind of where my RPG love blossomed even further. So definitely those three. Where did I play recently? Marvel Spider-Man was really good.
Oh, yeah.
I played, I don't know if we mentioned that last year, but we should have, but I didn't get it until this year, technically. So that's one there. And then, let me think, last one. Recent. Divinity's gonna end up in something. That was on our top 10.
That's okay. You can say that.
Too bad. Divinity Original Sin 2. You're gonna hear that from me a lot until it stops being the best.
You play it for 200 hours after having it for like a few weeks.
It's wild. It's really good. If you are looking for something to play with 4 friends that are willing to stick with you,
make sure they'll stick with you.
Make sure they stick with you, because otherwise you're gonna be like, I don't have my full team now, and it'll annoy the hell out of you. But it's fun. Making it through with 2 people and messing with people and stealing and everything else. So, tough question. That's a good one, but that's a tough. I'm
gonna add one more to mine because I forgot about PS4.
Oh yeah.
Until Dawn.
Oh yeah.
Was the reason I bought a PS4.
Very nice.
That game's dope.
Very nice. How was the Bombchu channel created? That's a pretty easy one actually. So we went to the first PAX South. I don't remember if it's the first one or the second PAX South, where we basically thought of, we should do something game related. So initially started with like Bombchu.com, which was the website we were doing like news on. That was kind of my main thing. I still am a writer, but I was writing like daily. We were doing writing. Austin was writing. Chris was writing. Somebody you may not know named Martin was writing for us. There were a lot of different people contributing, and it was exciting stuff doing the website. But with websites, you have to monetize it, and that was the opposite of what I wanted. I didn't want to have ads everywhere on the site when it's news. I just wanted the news, you know what I'm saying? So after a while, that became kind of not as popular as I would have wanted. And so, of course, after a bit, Austin came with the idea, let's also do a YouTube. So we started the YouTube in June of 5 years ago, or however long ago it was.
Yeah, it's been a while.
It's been a while. In June of sometime, we had some little videos here and there, and that's kind of how it went. The name... To be honest with you, we went after one name. It was way too expensive for the domain, so we went after the second name. That was the answer.
Yeah, so at the time we were watching, we were reading Giant Bomb and watching Normal Boots and stuff like that. So it was just like, oh, what's a cool Zelda item? I think we were going to try for Hookshot.
Yeah.
And then
Hookshot was $10,000 for the domain. I don't know who was trying to get it, but it was $10,000.
So Bombchu just kind of rolled off the tongue.
Yeah.
It worked out really well.
Yeah, it worked out really well. And that actually is a question later on we'll talk about with Nintendo.
If Nintendo comes after you for your name, what would you rebrand as?
Surprisingly enough, we did do like a bit of research when we started, and so there's a bunch of weird stuff in U.S. law and everything else. So the big thing is, Well, I won't say that, but there's some stuff in there. We're okay for now. That's all I'll say for now, because if I say anything else, we may get in trouble later on. So the big thing is, we actually have reached out to Nintendo before and actually tried to talk to them, and so they've basically given us a number we need to hit of subscribers, then they'll actually work with us a little bit. So 5,000 isn't the number, but it's closer than where we were before. So currently, Nintendo knows about us. They haven't said anything yet. So that's the way to put it. We love you, Nintendo. We wouldn't name our channel after you unless we loved you.
Yeah.
Best way to put it. Or something that you made. Not your name, obviously. So yeah, if we had to rebrand though, I mean, if we could roast love $10,000, I guess. Bombchu, there you go. That's
Bombchu.
Austin and the boys.
Oh my god.
That's the answer. Austin and the boys. If they ever come after us. How many people are involved or working at Bombchu? So I think right now we have myself, Austin, and Chris on the YouTube. Discord, Blake helps out on that. Gabe helped us out, set up the Discord, as well as he's been in a couple of our videos, like our Super Sunday. If you haven't checked it out, check it out. It's fun. And then, of course, Pardon, my girlfriend, she does a lot of the art and different things like that. And behind me, you probably see some of it. I can't tell how much you can see, but there's art all over my house of that there. So
Blake also did our intro, and then Ben did a lot of the music that we used for a long time.
Yes. And then we have someone that helped with social media, and his name escapes me. Do you remember?
Squash Pickle.
Squash Pickle, yeah.
Is managing our Twitter at the moment.
Yep, absolutely. And so
shout out Squash.
Thank you. So that's pretty much the team right now. And of course, working is a loose word. It's more of a passion thing for now. But if we can become everyone employed, that's the future. So that's maybe an answer for another question later.
Game you are most looking forward to?
Right now, man, I haven't had as much hype lately because nothing's been there. Resident Evil 3 Remake right now is probably my most anticipated game after playing the second one, the 2 Remake. Really cool.
It would have been Iceborne, but that just came out, although I haven't played it yet, so I guess I'm looking forward to playing that when I go home. I've been so wrapped up in the games that have just come out and that I've been enjoying that I haven't really been. What's looking forward? Does Nintendo have anything on the? I guess Breath of the Wild 2.
Yeah,
I'm not that hyped for it, but I'm sure I will be when it gets closer.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Bayonetta 3.
Oh yeah.
Bayonetta 3.
There you go.
That's gonna be dope.
The good one there. Dang. Would you rather have all consoles ever released, but each console only has one game of your choosing? Or one console, but with every game made of for the specific console? Does PC count as a console? It does.
Well, yeah, I guess that would be.
I'll let you answer.
It's too broad.
Let's not counting PC because that would be both of our choices. Obviously, it's infinite.
You can get all the games.
Yeah,
everything came out on PC. Just about. That's really tough because I love the Super Nintendo. Mm-hmm. So if I had to pick one console to have all the games for, it would be Super Nintendo.
Yeah.
But at the same time, a lot of the really good Super Nintendo games have come out on other systems to where you could probably string together a pretty good setup, getting one of every console and having one game for it. Yeah, you could probably do pretty good there. If there was a console that you were just I didn't really like any of the original games on there, but they had this remake of this game that I loved from a previous console. I think I would have to go with that one. One of each console.
Yeah, see, so that's a tough one because then you're like, we can do all the Nintendo. Every console you have I have a Mario game on each Nintendo one. Dang. I'd probably go with a single console but with every game made for it, just because if you got the PS2, and it says every game, so I'm guessing all international games too. There's a lot of weird stuff out there.
There's a lot of games for the PS2.
There are a lot of games out there. So something like the PS2 though.
But a lot of them are trash.
Yeah, but then you got like the dating sims from Japan, so if you're feeling lonely, you got that. You got all the good RPGs from other places. You got the European-only versions. Man, there's all kinds of weird stuff you can find in there.
Dollars for donuts, I guess you would have a lot more games to play.
You'd have a lot more games to play.
Yeah, because there's not that many systems. There's a lot of systems, but there's not as many systems as there are games for PS2.
You'd have to have the thing that used to be the Android system, the Ouya. Then you're like, oh, I have to get one game for the Ouya. Huh. This is going in the trash.
Towerfall. You could get Towerfall for it. That was the only game that came out of that. so although you really need friends to play that.
Yeah. And you get like all the Jaguar systems, like every iteration.
Oh, dude. All you need for Jaguar, AVP.
Oh, fair enough. Okay, that's a good question though. That's an interesting one. I don't know what console I'd pick, but I'm leaning towards PS2 just because I knew they had like so many games, but then I'd be pissed at all the old RPGs because they'd be like, oh, here's the fixed camera angle for you. Oh, deal with that for 10 hours.
Can we see a blooper reel video? That would be fun, but also most of the content that we do is not really conducive to bloopers because, like, most of it's the reviews, and usually that's just, like, me talking to myself in my closet to a microphone, and so when I mess up, I'll just like say the line again, and eventually I'll mess it up like 5 times, and I'll just be like, "Fuck!" He's starting to edit now, so I'm sure he's gotten a few little tidbits.
None of them editing. I was like, I guess I could do one, but it'd be like the most boring one. You just be listening. It'd be more auditory than visual. That'd be the only thing.
The visual stuff that we've done a few live action things, but a lot of the live action stuff we've done were the mystery segments from last year with the whole Sid Meier thing, and I filmed almost all of those by myself. So again, it was really just me. Like, if I messed up, which didn't happen much, then it would just be like, oh, fuck.
It'd have to be like audio flubs if we did it now, but maybe in the future. It's always a possibility. Maybe
I can think of like 2 specific bloopers that stand out to me as being like pretty funny, but one of them I actually included in the video that it was a part of, and that was the clock tower teaser.
Oh yeah.
We're pointing the camera at Blake's feet because he's supposed to be the guy chasing me around, and I pan up, and it's supposed to be like we're not supposed to see his face, but his face is just straight out there. He doesn't have the hood on because he didn't know I was gonna pan up, and so he's just like.
That's a really good one. Yeah, in the future though, I think that'd be possible, but we have to have more like us in the videos to make a good blooper reel.
Yeah.
Unless you like auditory, then you can just listen to Austin say fuck for 5 minutes. I could probably make a clip or that, a super clip. Make a song for you.
Oh my gosh.
What's something you want to do on the channel in 2020?
So I want to do a new series that's basically looking at games that I really enjoyed or that stood out to me in some way from maybe not a long time ago, but from long enough ago that it's kind of fallen out of the public mindset. It'll be called something kind of like, hey, have you played so-and-so? And just going back and look at what made it special, why it still stands out to me today, why I think it should be played if you haven't played it. Just to kind of get some more games like that out into people's minds. So, there's some really nice gems that are hidden back there. I'd love to continue doing some more Drunken Gamer, bring that back this year, as well as Clearing Out the Vault. 4 episodes of that would be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And
now I have the new import system for Premiere that Clearing the Vault will not kill my computer. So I'm cool with that.
And hopefully some more game groups as well.
Nice.
I definitely want to bring that back.
Very cool. And then, of course, for me, it's just honestly just getting more content out there. Over the years, we've been kind of lax on just scheduling, kind of doing that kind of stuff because we all have lives and it's easy to just say, well, okay, we'll get a video out there eventually, and we kept, delaying. I'm the main culprit on that. Honestly,
we
just
all of us.
Yeah, it's hard to keep a schedule when you're like beaten down from work or anything else. But I think we've gotten into a good place now, as of recently, to kind of just start scheduling it better. With me stepping into the editing chair a bit more now, we can be like, hey, give me the stuff and get this done by X amount of time. And so I'm hoping that turns out to be more videos for you to watch at the end of the day.
And more videos that you guys want to watch.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that's the most important part. Yeah. Not just crap we're throwing up there, crap that you actually may want to sit down and watch and enjoy.
Watch our crap.
High quality crap. the Perrier of crap.
Pizza topping preference.
Oh, pineapple. No, I'm kidding. I eat a lot of pizza, man. So for me, pepperoni is kind of the best one still. It's kind of a weird thing to say, kind of generic, but out of everything you put on a pizza, it's the only thing you can't put on anything else.
There needs to be a lot of pepperoni, though.
Yeah.
If they're skimpy on the pepperoni, why are you
putting it on the pizza?
Yeah. Let's get a little more specific into it. How do you like what type of crust do you like on your pizza?
See, the problem is not everyone has the same kind of crust anymore. So I love stuffed crust, but I also like when it has like that little garlic butter from like other places too. So I'm like, man. So
Pizza Hut does that garlic butter.
They do? Oh,
if you ask for the garlic buttery blend, they brush that on there.
Okay. So I guess technically stuffed crust with garlicky butter, on top, and that stuff's amazing. I use ranch too, so I can dip it in there, having more flavor. So that's me.
So we're two of a kind on that, apart from the ranch. I don't need ranch on there, but I imagine that'd be good. Mm-hmm. I've started the Pizzone's back.
Yeah.
That removes the worst part of the pizza, which is the tomato sauce. So it's just cheese and pepperoni and bread. And then I have them put that garlic buttery blend on the Pizzone.
Woo! I know what I'm having after this recording. Good question. When you would review the Humble monthly sneak peek game, were you ever sad or annoyed that you weren't able to just get the game with a bundle? Or does that not factor in so much when your job is game reviews?
So we didn't get very many sneak peek games. I'm trying to think of all the times we did. So there was Hollow Knight, which that was fine, and then they put that in a bundle later. So I ended up getting that. I also got that from IndieBox, but then there was the it was the pacifist Western game. I don't remember what it was called.
Oh. But I know what you're talking about, though.
That was pretty fun. I would have liked to have seen more of it, but then I didn't realize that. So I thought that it was a Humble original, and then somebody had to point out to me, no, that's just a demo for a game if you want to buy it.
Yeah.
I think Hollow Knight was a good one to do just because it got a lot of visibility out there, and that a lot of people bought that game. So that was a very successful game. So I think that was a positive for the game. I guess for us to get to try it, it's cool to have that as an exclusive, but also there's just not enough game demos out there, so I feel like maybe just make those demos that are available.
Yeah,
but
makes sense.
Also then it's like if you put the demo out for everybody, will everyone want to go try it? That's a weird.
It's a weird one.
It's a weird system. I guess I don't care that much about sneak peeks as long as it doesn't take the slot of an actual game. Then I'm fine with it.
Yeah, I like the way they've been doing the extras for their own originals now. So instead of being, okay, well, this is one of your games and we're forcing you to take one of our DRM free games, it's like, no. You get X amount of games to choose from, and here's something you're going to get no matter what.
And I do love the Humble originals as well. Just because they're always they're not always weird, but I love when they're weird.
Yeah,
they get to kind of just experiment and try something bizarre out, and that's fun.
Yeah,
to see.
Cool.
Yeah, top 5 game soundtracks.
Well, you're the connoisseur, but I'll start off because I know you got to think on it. No. Zelda as a whole has the best game soundtrack, period. I no arguments. You can argue with me. Come at me, bro. No. Zelda has the best overall, discography, I would say. Nintendo's kind of... I shouldn't even count Nintendo in there because they just hire an orchestra to make a lot of their stuff. So it's kind of one of those weird things there. A game that did have a pretty good one, I think Red Dead 2 had a really good soundtrack. Banjo 2 had a really good soundtrack. I remember a lot of their songs as well, which I don't remember that often. Super Mario Galaxy had an amazing soundtrack.
That did, yeah.
Had a really, really good one. And then, of course, Chrono Trigger has one of those soundtracks I can never forget.
Yes,
so I think that'll be my final one there.
Super Nintendo was home to a lot of really good soundtracks. Donkey Kong Country, the whole trilogy of games, I would have to say, if Zelda's the top for you, I'd say Donkey Kong Country might be the top for me.
Nice.
David Wise just was oh my god, the stuff he did with that hardware was incredible. Especially Sticker Brush Symphony, like Mining Melancholy. There's just so many good ones in there.
I'm getting brain tingles as you talk about this. I'm like, ooh, yeah.
Star Fox, the original Star Fox on Super Nintendo, has an incredible soundtrack. It's so I collect game vinyl. Some of y'all know that, and Nintendo stuff just doesn't show up on vinyl. They won't work with anybody to put their soundtracks on like anything. So there's a big bootleg scene for game vinyl. The Legend of Zelda originally was like the big holy grail of like the pride of people's collection of bootlegs, and it has now become Star Fox on Super Nintendo. It's a really good vinyl, but also it's just such an amazing and weird soundtrack. What else? A lot of the Mega Man games have really good soundtracks. I'm gonna if I could make a soundtrack out of a selection from several of those, including Mega Man X, there's lots of great stuff there. Nier Automata had some great music.
Yep.
Fez, Nex Machina. There's a bunch of indie games that have a ton of great music. Hotline Miami, 1 and 2, both have just like, oh god, kill me. They're such good soundtracks. You said Banjo-Tooie. I didn't really play all the way through that, but Banjo-Kazooie was one of my favorite soundtracks, so I'll just tack that on with Banjo-Tooie.
Combine.
There's a lot of really great game music just all over the place. Super Castlevania 4, a lot of the Castlevania series in general. Man, yeah, it's tough to... GoldenEye, Wave Race. There's so many great game soundtracks out there. I could just listen to game... I have a shelf just full of just vinyl, and this isn't even all the stuff that I love to listen to, but it's just like yeah, there's too many great names to name, but there's a bunch of ones that we like.
What's your favorite game of the decade? So we're not going to answer that because
we have a video on
something's on the way.
Yeah,
but we will answer that there, and hopefully one of our games will win. What are the PCs you own throughout your life and different setups? So interesting story here. When I first met Austin, the PC he played on, I didn't know about PC gaming at all. I was like console only. That was my thing for a while. The PC he played on, if I remember right, I got to borrow for a while, or at least like, I don't know if I ended up owning it, but I borrowed it for a bit. I played it. I was like, man, I got a gaming PC. So that was my first one, was I borrowed from him. I don't remember what was in it. It was like back in the day stuff, man, before they had GTX. It was the card before that, I think. But it was what I played Final Fantasy XI on. It's what I played a lot of, mostly Final Fantasy XI back then. I got like a few Steam games here and there, and then the first one I built was with a 970, which I still have. Like, I built one with a 970, then I added 2 970s, then I got rid of one of the 970s after I was like, SLI is too ridiculous, and so I still have the 970 right now on a Z420 workstation. So that's my current build. Nothing impressive, but after doing it for so long, I understand what I can do, with the game now, there.
So I don't remember what was in that PC exactly that I lent you, but I think it was a Core 2 Duo.
Oh, dang.
And I want to say it was 2 9500 GTs.
Wow.
Which, at the time, I just didn't know anything about cards or anything like that. So I got 2 of those for, SLI them, and those are garbage cards, and you can't SLI them, which I didn't know at the time, so there was no reason to have 2 in there. But it got the job done for smaller games, especially FF11, which was such an old game at the time. So PCs that I've had, I guess when I first started gaming on, I don't know what it was, but it had the original full-on actual floppy disks.
Wow.
Where you had to like turn a thing to lock it in there.
Wait, like the 8s or like the smaller floppy?
The smaller floppies, like the 5.5 inch.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah.
Or 5 1/4.
Yeah, like the big floppies. That's impressive.
Not those, but the ones that were before 3.5 inch that were actually floppy. And I played this something about a treehouse. There was another game called Amy. It was like a puzzle game.
Nice.
Kid Pix. After that, we moved on to some computer that I don't remember what was in it, but my dad threw it onto the driveway because it pissed him off so bad. It had so many problems, and when we tried to, I think it was a Dell. I think it was a Dell. And when we called Dell about it, they were like, it's illegal for us to replace this computer for you. And we were like, what are you talking about? And my dad got so mad, he threw the computer on the driveway.
See your dad throwing
The next computer was a family computer. I don't remember what was in it, but I know it had... We had like one of the original CD burners. And we had a class project to start a business. And so I would have people bring their CDs and make a track list of what they wanted in what order. And I would burn a CD for them. And then
10 minutes later,
here's your CD. five of the people in my class were like, that's illegal, you can't do that. And it's like, no, it's their music. It's like, this is legit. Like, I'm not stealing the music.
That's wild.
So I'll jump ahead to computers that were like specifically for me. I inherited my dad's ancient Windows 95 laptop that was like this thick.
Ooh.
It had a battery that lasted maybe 2 minutes, and it was like the hard drive was... It might have been 500 megabytes or something like that.
That sounds better.
It was pathetic, but I could run Quake 2 on it.
There you
go. I guess the next computer that I had was the one that you ended up with. And then I built my current PC, which when I moved, I had it all the way out to the car. It was a huge walk to the car.
Oh, yeah.
And as I got to the car, something happened, and it basically, I was holding it wrong, and a piece broke off, and it just fell onto concrete, and I was just like, oh my god, I can't believe it. So I had to replace the motherboard, which meant I had to replace the RAM and the processor. But currently what's in there is, I don't remember the model, but it's an i7 hex core with a GTX 1080. And I was running 32 gigs of RAM. One of the chips died, so now it's 24 gigs of RAM.
There you go.
And I've got a bajillion hard drives in there for different things. A combination of SSDs and hard drives.
There you
go. That's what I'm running right now. I've also got a laptop with a 1060 and a quad-core i7. And then I guess I have an Intel NUC.
Oh yeah, you do.
The Skull Canyon NUC, which comes with a processor built in, and then I just hook that up to an external GPU. I usually use that for going to conventions and stuff like that. So
very nice. Awesome.
Yeah. Which game dev would you like to spend a day with?
I'm not a Nintendo fanboy, but I grew up on Nintendo. So my first almost out of my mouth came Miyamoto almost immediately. Yeah. I was like, and I was like, hold on, let me think. Because I don't think I would be able to talk to each other that much. Just the issue.
Maybe if Bill were there?
I'll bring Bill, and then maybe we're good then. I mean, because I like Yoko Taro, if you know who that is. That's the guy with the globe on his head, and he's pretty eccentric as well. And the guy that does Final Fantasy XIV is named Yoshi P. He's really cool. He does a lot of... He's really in tune with this community, which is surprising, but I think to have the most... I think I would lose my mind if I met Miyamoto, though. So I think Miyamoto would be definitely still number one.
Yeah, definitely Miyamoto as well for me. I feel like I would disappoint him or bore him. So, maybe realistically speaking, I feel like if I were to have the best time, maybe not Miyamoto, but I would love to meet Miyamoto. Reggie's not a developer, but
yeah,
I would love to spend the day with Reggie.
I would just go eat French fries with him. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I'd do something with him.
Yeah.
Non-development talk.
And then
Wii boxing.
Gabe Newell seems like a very down-to-earth, just kind of chill guy, but also really fascinating and very smart. And he just kind of pops his head out in the wild every once in a while, and it's like, I just gobble up whatever he's doing. So he'd be cool to meet.
Yeah. Dang. Yeah. I wanted to stop myself, but yeah, it's Miyamoto in the end.
Yeah.
That's the answer. Next one is love the videos. If another Sid Meier game comes out, what will Austin do? Say his name or risk dismemberment?
I think Sid is kind of done with us for a while. It seemed like he did not really want to deal with me anymore. So I don't think we have to worry. Luckily, Sid Meier games tend to be strategy, and I am not a strategy guy, so maybe I'll pass the buck on to Chris.
You mean the curse off to Chris?
Yeah. What are your comfort games? Games you like to play just because, and you have fun every time.
Whoa. Dota. Dota 2 used to be my comfort game a long time ago. I kind of fell off of that just because there's other games to play. Grandia 2 is probably my comfort game because it's a game I've beaten 10, 15 times now. Just starting it up makes me happy. Super Mario RPG is another one I can play anytime, anywhere, on any device, and I'm like, I'm having a good time. This is great. This is fantastic. I think those are my main two, though, like Grandia 2 and then Super Mario RPG. Definitely comfort games for me, for sure.
Super Mario World and Super Mario Brothers 3, just because that's what I played as a kid, and I can replay those over and over again. Star Fox is really short. I love to play through that. Banjo-Kazooie, I know... I don't know where everything is, but it's so... I can figure out where everything is pretty easily, and it's very cathartic to go through and gather everything up. I had one on the tip of my tongue. I forgot what I was going to say. So I haven't played this one in a long time, but I was going through a really bad breakup, and I had beaten Dead Space, which I had fun playing it, but also it was kind of terrifying for me and very stressful. But I started a new game plus on this night when I was going through this really bad breakup, and going to town on the early game monsters with the fully upgraded line gun was so satisfying. It was very cathartic. Yes, if you've beaten that game and you're going through a bad time, start up a new game plus and you will be having a good time.
There you go. I forgot about Dead Space. Next question is just, do you? Do me. I see. Moving on.
Will this question end up on the Q&A? No. Wait.
Can you bring Walrus onto the show? I think it needs some fresh blood. I don't know what that's about, so...
Walrus is a member of our Discord community. A notorious member of our Discord community. And, if Walrus wants to record something for us, then maybe we can go through a process, some sort of audition. My gut tells me no, but never say never. Walrus, if you're out there, peace. Best gaming snacks.
So we used to do like 24-hour game-a-thons, and I used to like Mountain Dew a lot. As I've gotten older, you start getting the acid reflux and everything else. So soda ain't that my friend anymore as much as it used to be. I do like best gaming snacks though is everything I could think of. CC's cinnamon buns that you can go get from CC's Pizza, probably the best gaming snack. It's heavy, but they're good as hell, and they got sugar in them. They're great.
They have a deal where you can get 3 large pizzas and then, 2 desserts?
Yeah, something crazy like that.
And some other stuff, and it's super cheap. So we would get the buffalo chicken pizza for 3 pizzas, and then just a bunch of cinnamon rolls.
I think we need to look into CC's as a sponsor. I've been there probably more than most people that are watching this show.
We did Popeyes for a while.
Yeah.
Where we would just get a ton of tenders and a bunch of sauces.
Oh, that's a good one.
That was pretty good. In general, gaming snacks I can't really do anymore. It used to be just like anything with sugar or just chips and Cheetos, Flamin' Hot Chipotle Cheetos, or Chipotle Ranch. God, now I'm getting hungry, but like
I know.
we have to kind of like once you get older, you have to watch what you eat.
Yeah,
so you can't really do that as much. But Slim Jims are good because you can hold it by the wrapper without getting your hands greasy, and it's not super big, so you can kind of hold it with the controller.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think of stuff that's practical now.
Practical.
This is where my mind's at. In terms of drinks, I guess. Balls is expensive, but
that's a good drink.
It's good for special occasions.
Really
like
good.
if you want to have a good gaming party, you show up with one of those, and it's just like, ooh,
yep, ooh, go time.
Yes.
One thing I have been like doing lately, and it's not so much a video game snack, but I always have around during video games, are these. We have a chain called HEB down here, depending on where you are.
Yeah, it's
called
Texas.
HEB. So basically, there's the huge supermarket, and so they and just a few other places have these chips called Glucks, and then they're like vegetable chips. And I was like, vegetable chips? What that? And I didn't want them at first. Then I tried the jalapeno ones, and those are good as hell. So they're healthy. ish. They're still potato. They got some carrot. They got some other stuff in there, but they taste good as hell. And if you get the jalapeno ones, you don't even know you're not eating vegetables. So I mean, that's what I've been chomping on lately, and it's really good. They're like they have the sticks, they have the crisps, and they're always crunchy, which I like a lot because when you're eating chips and they're not crunchy, you're like, get this out of my face. What are you doing with that? So that's my recommendation if you ever have those Glucks vegetable, whatever they're called. I forgot the name, but they also benefit kids. Haha, charity. So it sounds really much like I'm pushing them, but I will eat like 5 bags of those in like 3 days. So that's the answer there.
I'll add 2 things in. Boneless wings.
Oh, yeah.
Wings are just a great snack in general.
Yeah.
But boneless specifically because it's too much effort to eat an actual wing while you're playing a game.
Makes no sense.
Go watch Dab Drink Drive if you want an example of that. And then drink-wise, now that I'm older, anything with alcohol in it.
There you go.
Personal drink of choice is either bourbon and Coke or rum and Coke. But it's just like there's so many games where it's just like, all right, here's a little downtime. I died. Take a little sip. And it's perfect.
Very nice. How are you gonna celebrate the big 5K? I guess we're doing this video for you guys. I may eat like
some sponsors.
CC's. Sponsored by CC's Pizza. Not really, but call us. I would definitely let them sponsor us, by the way.
Right.
If you are watching. Just you have a
no, go ahead.
Okay. Just this really, and then I made some bad food after this to celebrate. It's all thanks to you guys though. So that's
Thank you so much,
that's
guys.
why we're doing this is for you.
Yeah.
Is the answer there.
Who would win in a fist fight between all the Bombchu creators? The emotes voted on by Discord said Sid.
Sid?
But he's not really part of the Bombchu crew, so we're going to exclude him. My vote's on Chris.
Yeah, I'd have to vote that as well.
He's got the... he could, I'm sure he could punch my lights out.
I think he has like the height advantage as well as like the muscle advantage, and he has enough power to knock us out pretty quickly.
Yeah. And he can hold his liquor really well too, so I'm sure he could get like a good... we both vote Chris.
It depends. If you touch Austin's face, then maybe Austin at that point. He may go ballistic on you.
We'll say that for another day.
There you go. Let's see here. Why did you start doing videos in the first place? So we kind of answered that earlier, but really, like Austin kind of already did some videos like a while back. We had this thing in high school called like SJET, which was kind of one of those weird things where just a television thing for the school.
Closed circuit television for the school. And they taught us how to do video production, and if you went through all of it, then you would know how to film, you would know how to edit, both analog and digital, and like it just taught us everything we needed to know to where it's a lot easier than you would think.
Yeah.
But you just kind of need someone to show you to make it a little easier. Of like, oh, here's my bread and butter tools that I need. So I kind of had I had the knowledge on how to edit, and then the software had become a lot more affordable to where instead of having to pay thousands of dollars to buy the software and then have it be out of date the next year, they made it a subscription service. So we had the capability, and then we had also had a desire for a long time. We just love talking about games. We love playing games. We had the mindset for it. Like I wrote terrible papers in school, and so at some point I got an extra credit assignment where it was like, okay, play a Call of Duty game or play a game of historical significance, and then write about like the historical events around that and how accurate the game was, and then do a review of the game. And so my historical significance part was horrible. But my review part was so good that my mom accused me of plagiarism, and I didn't plagiarize at all. Like I had to. She was seriously yelling at me, like she was furious. She thought I had plagiarized this paper, and that's kind of when I figured out that I know how to write. It's just I have to give a crap about the topic.
There you go.
And so we both just had for a long time been wanting to talk about games to people, and so making video, we knew how to make videos. We wanted to talk about games. Let's make videos about games.
Video game videos. There you go. That's a good complete answer. I have nothing to add to that except that's pretty much it. pretty much it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, what color do you hate the most?
What color do I hate the most? I don't. That's a hard question. I hate. Mauve. How do you say that? Mauve.
Yeah.
I think it thinks it's too good to be like just fucking purple, so it says I'm mauve to make itself sound better. So that's the color I hate. I hate mauve.
You made me forget what my answer was. I'd say the color of Pepto-Bismol. I don't hate pink, but I don't like that pink.
You hate the Pepto-Bismol pink.
Yeah, Pepto-Bismol pink. Fuck that color.
Oh no, that's a good question. What is your favorite Humble Monthly so far?
The one that had Hacknet in it, because it was that I love that game. I wouldn't have played it without getting it in a Humble Bundle. I had heard about it and I was like, I'm not playing a hacking game. The only hacking game I had played at that point, I hated. I wanted to like it, but I just didn't. It was so good. Oh, so thank you for putting that in a bundle and getting me to play that.
Very cool. The one that had Tales of Berseria in it, because everyone should play that game. I don't remember which one that one is, but I think it had Tales of Berseria as like a side game and it had like something else as the main. But Tales should have been the main is the answer, because that game's amazing. The second part of this is actually, what is your favorite Humble choice so far out of the two?
Definitely the second month. The first month had some good headliners, but they were games I already owned, so I got to do giveaways for those. But the rest of the games, it's not that they were bad; they just were like, it was like, what are these games? I don't recognize. So it's I like to get some games that I've never heard of, but it's also nice to get some indie games that it's like, I've had this on my wish list for a while, or I've heard people talking about this, and I had not heard of any of those. This second month has definitely been a big upgrade.
Yeah.
And it was actually kind of tough to choose what I was going to drop. It was like, I have to drop stuff. Oh my God. So.
Yeah, I agree. Same thing there. I was surprised we had the 12, and I was like, oh no, what am I going to get?
I thought they were going to wait a little longer before they did that.
And so now they actually make the choice matter for Classic, and I think that was pretty smart. Hopefully they keep that up. But we'll see, because historically they've gone up, then they've gone down in number, then up and down. It's kind of interesting. So, but yeah, definitely month 2, January, way better than December, I think. Yeah.
Is you or is you ain't going to review Origin Access? And you and Chris can review Origin Access if you want to.
I have a story about that.
I have bandwidth limits, so I Humble kind of wipes like 20% of my bandwidth limit on the first of the month, and then after that it's like, well, I gotta watch what I'm watching, and I can't go downloading all these games, so I probably will never do that. But
I do technically have unlimited for work bandwidth, so I could do it, but I have a horrible history with EA to begin with EA Origin. I ain't going back there. You can't force me back there. So
they erased like a bunch of his games out of his account for no reason. He got in contact with their support, and they were just like, "Oh, sorry."
All those games you bought on our system,
they were just gone.
Oh well, got them from a bundle. Fuck that bundle. He just let me go, and I made a new account. Bought Star Wars Battlefront 2, and I think that was the only game I bought on there. I may have some more now. I don't remember what else I've been playing on there though. Damn. Fuck word. What's a Q&A?
This is a Q&A. You ask questions and we give answers.
Yep. I guess it also could be quips and ass. Could also be it. Like it could be quips.
We've got the quips and you're an ass.
I was thinking of the sexist sort, but that works a lot better.
What's your attitude towards achievements and trophies in video games? Do you want to go first or should I?
You can go first. Yeah.
Okay. So when achievements got introduced I guess my introduction to them was on the Xbox 360, and I didn't really understand them for a little bit, because I was like, every once in a while I would do something and this thing would pop up on the screen, and it was like, what's that? And I'd go look, and it was like, okay, well that's... Okay, and then I realized it was adding to a total score, and then I got really into it, where it was just like, I think that was the only time that I was deeply into achievement hunting, when I was playing a lot of games on Xbox, because it added to your total gamer score, which then you could compare that with your friends and be like, well, I've got more than you, and then sometimes you'd want to get a game of just like, well, I could get like an easy 1,000 achievement points if I play this Avatar Airbender game and just return it to after a day. Yep. But I didn't do anything like that. But yeah, achievement hunting was pretty fun back then. Like we would go for a lot of achievements together.
Yeah, that was fun. I forgot. I think now not so much, but back when I had time to go after a lot of the achievements, like it was fun getting them. I think they're a good addition, because a lot of people when you're young, you only get a game maybe a month or 2 months. Then that game becomes old after you beat it in 20 hours, but achievements say, okay,
here's something else.
Here's much more stuff to strive for. Here's how you show off that you're good at the game. Here's how you can brag a bit because it's your favorite game. Now you have every single trophy or achievement. It's a great system that they added. I did the same thing. I achievement hunted like crazy back when I had the time to do it. Best way to put it. Now I only really achievement or trophy hunt if it's a game I really like. If it's a game I love, like Persona 5, I'm going to try to 100% it. As long as it doesn't require me playing for another 100 hours, I will try my best. Spider-Man right now, Marvel Spider-Man, I've been like getting... I never do this with any open world game, but I've been completing every single task on the map because it's Spider-Man.
I'm doing the same thing as Spider-Man,
There you go. It's just fun to do, and also it's not overwhelming. That's the big thing about Spider-Man. So, fun to do. Great stuff like that, and I generally like them, honestly. I think they're here to stay.
Yeah. I think Steam achievements are pretty boring. Steam's kind of my main platform now, and up until recently, Steam achievements have been like really boring to where I just stopped going for achievements. If I got them, then okay, but I wouldn't really like go out of my way for them.
Yeah.
What's made them more interesting recently is the big UI update, which shows you how rare your achievements are. So if less than 10% of people have gotten an achievement that you have, it's gold. Gotcha. It has the gold outline, and so it's like, it's fun to go look at games that I played that I was like, I know nobody played this as deep as I did, and just to be like, oh, all my achievements are gold, like nobody played this game.
Bragging rights.
And to kind of start going for deeper stuff like that, like Yakuza 0, I played the crap out of it. I didn't get all the achievements, but I got some really tough ones to get, and so it was fun to see all my gold achievements on there. So I guess now I'm a little more interested in achievements again, but not. I don't think I'll ever be to the same degree that I was when I was playing Xbox games.
Yeah, definitely. I think it also comes with like being able to buy games whenever you want. So it's like, oh, I'm done with this game. Buy another game.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Or go to the backlog.
Yeah, exactly. Before I had to wait on my parents, now I don't have to. I'm just like, I have all the games in the world I want. It's a problem. What difficulty do you tend to play games on? So Austin can attest to this, but I like as hard as possible. I don't like final death on death. That's kind of a weird difficulty setting for me.
Like hardcore?
Yeah, like when it's like, okay, now you're going to spend 30 hours, now you're dead, and then if I go to sleep, I shouldn't be worried about the next time I play, I'm off my rhythm, and I have to restart the whole game. So I don't ever do like hardcore one death kind of stuff unless the game's built around that, like roguelikes. But if the difficulty's right above that, where it's as hard as can be, enemies have the most health, whatever that is, that's the difficulty I play on.
For sure, that's what he does every time.
Probably some of my favorite games of all time, Ninja Gaiden, that we played together, and he knows that one was stupid.
We did that one together.
Yeah.
And yes, that was... each game in that series got harder and harder, and the last one we did, 3, started off with the highest difficulty unlocked from the start.
Yep.
That stupid robot T-Rex... That made me mad. We would spend like 3 or 4 hours just beating a level.
Oh man, it felt good after.
Oh yeah, we afterwards we just go get some good food and just be like, fuck that game.
Work for the day.
Yeah, the only game I can remember you really complaining hard about playing the highest difficulty was XCOM because everything cheats in
they
there.
Shoot through the walls like This may become a video series later, by the way. No promises, but this is something I always like to talk about as difficulty, because there's difficulty that's fair to the players, then there's XCOM bullshit. XCOM, the enemies can shoot you through the walls when you can't shoot them through the walls, which means they're at a pure advantage and there's no way for you to make up for that gap in advantage. So that's a problem. You can add more armor or whatever, but if they headshot all the time with perfect accuracy, that game's bullshit. Sorry. Rant over. Game's bullshit. Well, the highest difficulty.
So for me, it really varies. It depends on the game, and it also depends on how the developer describes the difficulty. What I tend to do is play on normal. if it just because a lot of games that have a difficulty setting are going to be kind of like harder anyway. At least that I've played recently. I'll usually play normal or hard, like just above normal. But I usually don't go for like the very hard or legendary or whatever. And really, it just depends on the game. Because so like Jedi Fallen Order, it was like, oh, I'm playing on Jedi Master, I guess. That's the second to hardest difficulty.
I haven't actually picked it up yet. Yeah.
So and that makes it feel a lot like Dark Souls level of difficulty, which is like, okay, this is what I'm looking for. Dark Souls 2 really pissed me off because I accidentally activated hard mode, and I didn't know that until I had been playing for a few hours, and my friends were all enjoying it, and I was like, why is everybody enjoying this game? This is bullshit. I hate this game. It basically makes it so that everything's harder to kill, your stuff breaks faster, you have less health, I think, and then you can't summon anyone for help, but you can still be invaded.
Yep.
And it was like all these things stacked onto each other, and a game that's already supposed to be hard, and
that was the cult you joined or whatever.
I went over to a rock in the town, and it was like, you want to pray to the rock? I was like, yeah, okay. And it doesn't say, yeah, you've activated hard mode. It's just like, okay, you pray to the rock.
Yeah.
Oh, I was so mad.
I remember that.
But some games, like if I really like it and I play it a lot, then I'll go for like the ultimate difficulty just to try and do it as a kind of a point of pride or just something else to do.
It is fun, that's for sure.
I always avoid playing on easy. There was one time that I played on easy, and it was because it was actually the normal difficulty, and that was Gianna Sisters. In the DLC that they made, so the base game is you could play on easy or normal, and then in the DLC it was instead called normal and hard because normal is bullshit and annoying. It was not fun, and easy is not easy. It's just like it's a normal playthrough. Like it's kind of hard, but it's not that hard. And so I that was the only time that I really downgraded to easy mode.
Yeah, makes sense.
I was pissed about that.
Yeah, that's about right. If it's unfair, I will lower the difficulty to get past something, but usually I can stay on that difficulty because I'm just like, I'll do this for hours, and then I feel like I've gotten more time out of the game. When in reality, I'm just pissing myself off, and it's fun to get angry in games. I think. How often do you cheat in games if they have cheat codes or using trainers or cheat engine? That's an interesting one there. So I don't cheat in multiplayer games, period. Like if it's a competitive multiplayer, I don't do it. It's just not fun. If you're breaking the rules for that, you're basically breaking the balance. Why? You know what I'm saying? Single player games though, if I find a way to beat a boss, because I play on hard mode all the time, I will exploit the crap out of that.
So that's cheesing versus cheating.
I cheese a lot, I guess is the best way to put it.
Cheese is fun.
I haven't really put in a cheat code in a while then. Like actual cheat codes and like hacks, I haven't really done in a while.
I had Game Shark for my Game Boy as well as my N64 that I would play around with. I used Game Shark on Game Boy to get the Pokemon that were not in my version because I didn't have anyone to play with. And then I couldn't get Mew because I could never go to events to get that. So I used Game Shark and I got it because I went on Pokemon.
There you go.
I used a Game Shark on Ocarina of Time just to do a bunch of really silly stuff, like you could fly, that was just fun to play around with. But after I had beaten the game, so really, I didn't use it on a whole lot of stuff, but it was more fun to play around with rather than to actually help me get past something. I guess some of the older games I'd use like lives code to get more lives, just because those were like, all right, you go back to the beginning if you run out of lives.
And I guess that's kind of where the question breaks up, because it's like NBA Jam, you had to use cheat codes to get like Will Smith in the game. So is that, it's cheating, but it's actually, it was like made in the game for that purpose.
Right, there's no
it's
other
kind of
way
one
to
of those
get
weird things. So I guess it should be more like, in modern like games, do we cheat? And the answer is like, for the most part, no. Like, there's one MMO that I used like a speed hack on FF11 because I was like, I'm tired of this Nizel shit. So I used some speed hacks on that one, I admit, and then that doesn't hurt anyone else. It just makes me at an advantage. So I did cheat there. I admit it.
And that was a
enclosed instance,
right?
As well.
So you're not interacting with other.
Yeah, it was literally just me and like 3 other people on the team who were also doing it. And we were just running through because that place.
Every person used a hack there. Yeah.
When you play the game for like however long we played it, like after a while, everyone just goes, "Well, you're at the high tier now, and I have to start using the crazy stuff." And I got convinced to start using that. So That's like the only thing I can think of recently. Besides that, it's kind of hard for me to think of.
I guess technically Windower was also kind
of
because
it gave us more advantage.
So a big part of FF11 is changing gear and changing like all of your gear, and so they have macros, but you can only change like a few pieces at once, and it's very complicated to change multiple pieces. So Windower would let you do things like change all your gear at once, or do more advanced commands and stuff like that. You could take it to levels that I would call cheating, like botting.
Yeah, so that's a little too far.
But a lot of it was more of planning out like situational stuff and then managing those triggers to happen correctly during the fight, which was really just a lot of pre-planning because the interface was horrible to work with in that game.
Yeah,
and they've really kind of built the game around people using Windower. Like you weren't supposed to use it, but they never were. They were always like, well, we're gonna make this encounter so you kind of have to have Windower.
They had to have known about it.
Well, yeah.
Like it was out years, like very shortly after it came out, and then from then until like I guess it's still out, right? Or I don't know.
Oh yeah, it keeps getting updates.
Still, people use it, and they've never fixed the in game because I don't think they can. I don't think they can add a system like that now. Yeah. So they're like, well, people still playing the game, and just move on with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's one of those things where it's like in WoW they started doing like they allowed the community to make like the HUDs and like the custom stuff. And I think that's kind of what Windower is. It's more like here's an enhancement on the game.
A better way to interface with it.
Messed up things in Windower you can do, but if you do like the basic quality of life stuff, it's kind of one of those weird gray areas. You know? So that's always how I always felt about Windower. But when you turn it into now just scripting out a healing bot, completely different story. So
and originally all it did was it made it so you could play FF11 in a windowed mode because originally you could only run it in full screen, and if you alt tabbed out, it would crash.
So it's such a weird thing that somebody made out there, and whoever did it, I'm sure they never. I don't even think they made money off of that.
I don't think so.
I don't think they ever charged. There was like here's a tool, and that's it. But yeah, so back to the question. Sorry, that was a FF11 tangent. That's it. That's a game that has a lot of history for us. The cheating now, no, I don't think it's harder to do, and I wish they did have cheat codes like big head mode and stuff. I wish they could do it more often. But like cheating now is so not around so much as like, okay, well now I'm hacking a multiplayer game and flying across the map. Which why are you doing that? You know. Of course, Halo 2 exploits were fun.
Oh my god, sword flying was dope.
Sword flying was fun, but the developers built that in, so that's a difference.
Yeah, that's exploits versus cheats. I don't know.
I guess I'll let you answer if you have anything else to add, but I mean, kind of a weird one to think about. Interesting. I hope games have more cheat codes built in moving forward. Like Wolfenstein, I think it may have some, but it should have had cheat codes if it didn't. Big head mode in that game would have been hilarious. So. And so for the final question, what's your mother's maiden name?
Nintendo.
Bombchu.
Miyamoto.
Meyer. Bombchu Nickermeyer. I'm Andron Bombchu Nickermeyer, signing off.
See you guys next time. Thank you so much for helping us hit 5K.
Thanks again.